Hello and welcome everyone to the Super Mario Galaxy speedrun of the Honeyhive Galaxy. So I'm going to speedrun through the first 3 stars, and I'm going to show you 3 major shortcuts that you can take, one for each of these stars, that will save you a lot of time and a lot of level gameplay. So let's jump right into this. First is B Mario Takes Flight. A couple things to remember when you're doing these speedruns, especially in the Honeyhive Galaxy, is that the NPCs in this game can automatically force conversation, like that first bee right there. So I'm just going to give myself plenty of a wide berth to stay away from that. However, I am going to aim for this large question mark coin. You're going to want to get that to activate your bee mushroom. Once you have that, obviously, you want to go down and grab it. So I'm going to go down and get it down here at the bottom of the cliff. And what I tell you about the bees initiating conversation, so try and avoid those. So once you have the bee mushroom, one of the biggest things I'm going to do is avoid water, and the reason for that is any touch of water of any kind, whether it's a waterfall, a pool, a puddle, whatever it may be, is I will lose the bee mushroom outfit, which I do not want to lose at this point. So going down the stump, ground pound to make it go faster. And the other thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to worry too much about collecting star bits. If I'm able to collect them with the blue star icon as I'm going through the speedrun, then fine. But if not, I'm not going to move Mario into a different position to try and gather those star bits just to get them, because for the reason of just losing precious time. So when you get to the launch star, just avoid the honey, and I'm going to launch straight out into this section. Now, here's a mini shortcut right here. Instead of following the lily pads, go around to the right. You go over one set of water and another, head for the dandelion stem, twirl up, and you're there. Shaves off a bit of time right there. The next is to fly straight through this section of purple flowers. Just avoid the fountains and fly straight through, don't go around. Up to the launch star. And coming up is the first major shortcut that I want to tell you about. On this honeycomb part, as long as you have the bee mushroom outfit, just go up and fly every time you hit wood. Don't go to the right, don't go to the left, just climb straight up. And as long as you fly over those wooden parts, you should be able to make it. And then once you twirl up this vine here, you're going to make it to the queen bee. She's going to explain her little problem that she has. And one thing I found with the queen bee, one of the quickest ways to get all the star bits around her fuzzy body, is once you start at the beginning, think of going in a zigzag pattern. So up and down, although those two are up, but all the other star pieces are in a zigzag pattern around her body, and you'll be able to get those star pieces very quickly. That's going to create a launch star. And at this point, whether or not you keep your bee outfit is really up to you. It's not required, you don't need it. Because once you hit this launch star, it's going to send you all the way to Captain Toad, who is holding your first power star. Of course, if you have the bee outfit, it's kind of fun to see how it freaks him out a little bit at first. And he's like, oh wait, it's Mario. And here's your first power star. So we'll just grab that. First power star complete. And on to power star number 2, Trouble on the Tower. Now, I've already shown you one major shortcut. I've got another one for the second star, Trouble on the Tower. On this one, the biggest concern is the mandibugs. And what you're going to want to do is go to this first stone plinth and ground pound. That's the one that's going to hold the vine to move you forward on this level, so just twist around that vine. Once you get to this other section of land, ignore all the distractions. What you're going to want to do is go to the right, over the lily pad, to this springboard, to the sling star, and up to the red switch to ground pound it. Again, ignore those star bits, at least I'm going to, because it'll just take up extra time. During a speed run, I definitely don't want to waste time. On this section, I found it's fastest to get Mario to backflip or back somersault up and over these large jumps. And here, back somersault wall jump will get you right up to the top. And moving around up to the top of the hill, going to do another couple wall jumps to jump up to this launch star. So up there, and then using the star will take us to the next section of the level. And here, the enemies are just distractions, so I'm just going to run around them. Not even worry about defeating them, it doesn't matter at this point. Through the wigglers, on through the sling star, and I'm going to ignore that question mark coin. It holds a power star. And if you are not speed running, you can use that power star to, or excuse me, an invincibility star. It holds an invincibility star. Use it to go around and get those wigglers. Now here's your second major shortcut. By using this trapeze, once you get to the tower section, go to its apex and jump to the left, and you're at the foot of the tower, where the windmill platforms are. All you have to do is ground pound on this red switch, starts the windmill platform, and you only have one Mandibug to deal with, instead of all the other ones you'd have to deal with if you took the tower the regular way. So jumping on this windmill platform is going to take me all the way up to where the power star is once you defeat the large Mandibug. He's got a little one on his back, but they're super easy to defeat. Size doesn't matter, so when you just step on him, it stuns him. So ground pound the little one, the big one will get all angry. Don't let that intimidate you. He's still super easy to defeat. With a single ground pound will get you your second power star. Quick run to the top of the tower to grab that star. And there's the second star for trouble on the tower. And let's go to the third star now, which is going to be the one boss of this level, beating Big Bad Bugaboom. Kind of a funny name. But he is the goal of what to get to on this star. And again, I'm going to go around these bees. I don't want to initiate any forced conversation, it just wastes time. Now here you've got that bubble launcher. Here's the third huge shortcut. You don't need the bubble launcher. Just do a long jump followed by a spin jump off of the cliff, and you'll make it to this top section with the queen bee. You also don't need the bee suit right now. You don't have to get the bee mushroom before you talk to the queen bee. That's a little tip, not sure if you knew that or not. But by taking this launch star, it will take you to the next section of the level where you will get a bee mushroom, which you will need to fight Big Bad Bugaboom. And he's just right at that tree that we can see in the background there. So just take the launch yourself from these dandelion stems. And once you land on this big platform, there he is, the big bug himself. He's super easy to defeat. Just fly up to the top, ground pound. Now, once he starts to fly, he will also drop bombs, but go to the left dandelion stem, not the right, because as you see, he switches positions. Fling yourself to the top, fly, and ground pound. Super easy. Even now, when he gets really angry, the only part on here that's a little bit more difficult is that he doesn't stay flat like he has before. He turns on his side like that. When he drops bombs, it shoots them out of his underside. So what you're going to want to do is make your way over to a dandelion stem, fling yourself up, and just fly, wait for him to level out, and ground pound. And that's it. That will defeat Big Bad Bugaboom and get you your third power star. And when you run to get this star, or long jump, either way, you can lose the bee costume, it doesn't really matter, so getting in the water doesn't matter. But your third power star is now obtained, and that is all 3 power stars speedrun obtained that you can get in the Honeyhive Galaxy without any comments, collecting any purple coins, finding the Ouija, or anything else like that. Click this video to see a speedrun to get the first grand star. Also check out the other video playlist link to see more speedruns of Super Mario Galaxy. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.